You've been told to just let it go. But if it were that easy, you would have done it by now. The truth is, your brain is wired to hold on to memories, to emotions, to people, even when those things are hurting you, even when you know you need to move forward. But what if you could reprogram your brain to release instead? Today, I'm breaking down the science of why letting go is so hard and giving you the exact steps to finally make it easier. And by the end of this video, you're going to walk away with something better than just advice. You're getting real, science-backed tools that work. Let's dive in. Let's start with the part no one talks about. Letting go feels impossible because on a neurological level, it's supposed to. Studies show that the same regions of your brain that process physical pain also light up when you experience emotional pain. That's why a heartbreak or a major life change doesn't just feel sad, it can actually feel physically painful. It's not just in your head, it's in your nervous system. I felt this firsthand when I left my career as a doctor. It was a decision that I made on purpose after years of knowing it was time. But when the moment came, it felt like I was losing a piece of my identity. It was almost grief, even though I was choosing something better for me. Because our brains don't just let go when we tell them to. They cling to the familiar. And that's another reason why letting go is so hard. Your brain prioritizes familiarity over happiness. This is why we stay in jobs that we hate, in relationships that aren't right for us, or in patterns that are actively making us miserable. Your brain is like, sure, this sucks, but at least it's a predictable kind of suck. This is why we cling to the past, why we struggle to release things even when we know logically they aren't good for us. By the way, if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed by this, I have put together a free guide on how to reduce stress. It's packed with science-backed techniques to help you to calm your mind and make letting go easier. You can grab it in the link in the description below. It's totally free. So now that you know why your brain fights change, let's talk about how to rewire it to finally let go. I've got a 5-step process, so let's get started with step number 1. And this one is a bit of a Jedi mind trick. One of the biggest reasons we hold on is loss aversion. Studies show that our brains feel losses twice as intensely as we feel gains. So when you think about letting go, your brain instantly frames it as, I'm losing something, a relationship, a job, an identity, even an outdated dream. But here's the shift. What if letting go wasn't a loss, but a gain? Instead of, I'm losing this, what if you asked, what am I making space for? Because every time you let something go, you're creating room for something better, something more aligned, something that fits who you are now, not who you used to be. Before I left my career as a doctor for months, I kept thinking about what I would be walking away from. 20 years of experience, the relationships, the paycheck, the stability. But when I finally looked at it through the lens of what I would be gaining, freedom, creativity, impact beyond one-to-one patient care, that was when it clicked. I wasn't just letting go, I was moving forward towards something. So step number 1 is to reframe letting go as a gain, not a loss. Okay, let's move on to step number 2, and don't skip this one because this is really important. The reason letting go feels so overwhelming is we try to do it all at once. Your brain hates that, but it adapts well to small changes. So instead of ripping off the Band-Aid, try this. Start tiny. Here are some examples. Delete one old photo that no longer sparks joy. Unfollow one person whose content makes you feel worse, not better. Give away one item that doesn't serve you anymore. These small actions do 2 things. They train your brain to handle change in a non-threatening way, and they prove to yourself that releasing things doesn't equal loss, it equals freedom. I've been doing this recently with my closet. I know I need to do a big declutter, but that feels overwhelming, and I keep encountering the fear that I'm going to need all this stuff at some point. So rather than go to my closet with a goal of purging a ton of stuff, I just set a timer for 10 minutes and say, okay, so just choose one piece of clothing that doesn't work anymore. It doesn't fit, or it's kind of worn out, or I don't like the style anymore. Just one piece. Super easy. So that is step number 2. Trick your brain with small releases first. Okay, let's move on to step number 3. This one is my favorite because the science behind it is just so fascinating. Ever notice how some people shake off setbacks while others spiral for days? Here's a wild fact. An emotion, chemically, only lasts 90 seconds. After that, that's just you replaying it. Neuroscientist Dr. Jill Bolt-Taylor found that when a negative emotion surges, like grief or anger or anxiety, your body processes it in under 2 minutes. But we keep feeding it with thoughts. Things like, I can't believe they did that to me. What if I had done something differently? Why is this happening to me? And that's how a 90-second wave turns into a 5-hour mental spiral. So the next time that a painful thought hits, don't let it take over your whole day. Try this. Set a timer for 90 seconds. Breathe through it. Picture the emotion as a wave. It rises, it peaks, it passes. That's it. That's all your body needs. This is why elite athletes talk about having a goldfish memory, letting go fast so they don't ruin the next play. Quarterbacks, goalkeepers, and tennis players all train for this because if they dwell on a mistake, they lose their edge. And you can train for this too. So that is step number 3. Use the 90-second rule to process emotions faster. Okay, let's go on to step number 4. Now, when I was younger, I had no idea this was true, and I have to tell you, this one is about to blow your mind. Your brain holds on to painful memories like a sticky note collection. But here's the thing, memories can be rewritten. If you change the way you think about a past event, your brain literally updates the memory. Let me tell you how I learned this the hard way. Back in university, I went through a breakup I did not see coming. It blindsided me, and for months, I replayed every moment trying to make sense of it. What did I miss? Why wasn't I enough? How could I fix it? I was stuck, and honestly, it felt good to keep reanalyzing it because at least that meant that I was still connected to it. But at some point, I realized I wasn't just replaying a memory, I was reinforcing a story that wasn't serving me. I was actually starting to think back on everything in a new and honestly inaccurate way. So I rewrote it. Instead of I was blindsided and abandoned, it became I was redirected toward something better. And that shift changed everything because you can't control the past, but you can control how you carry it. So step number 4, rewrite the story in your brain. Okay, that brings us to our final step, number 5, and this one is a super powerful tool, but very, very simple. Studies show that your brain can't tell the difference between a real experience and an imagined one, which means visualization works. So if you feel stuck, here's what I want you to try. Picture the thing you're holding on to, an old belief, a toxic relationship, or a past version of yourself. Now, visualize cutting the cord. That's the final step. Step number 5, use visualization to cut the cord. I want you to see yourself physically releasing it. Feel the weight lift. You don't need permission to move on. You just need to decide to. Letting go isn't about forgetting. It's about freeing up mental space for what's next. So here's my challenge for you. What is one thing that you can let go of today? Big or small? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear. And don't forget to grab the free guide on how to reduce stress. It's linked below. If today's video hit home for you, this guide is going to help you to take the next step. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe and share this with someone who needs it. On the next screen, I am linking a video where I talk about 12 specific things that I gave up for a happier life. So I will see you there. Even though I was choosing something better for me, because okay, weird, awkward. Let's try that again. Okay, it feels really dark in here. I guess it's like gloomy. Oh well. Okay, there we go. That's a wrap.